Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Digital Dope. Today, we are breaking down a story that has been flooding my social media timelines with massive amounts of rumors and misinformation. By now, I'm sure everyone has seen the video of this incident that I'm talking about, referring to the woman in the video, Miss Anita Grayson. She was involved in an incident at a Tim Hortons in Indiana that ended with her losing her life. But all the videos that I've seen on social media lately have all been defending Miss Grayson and actually calling the victim in this the attacker. They all want her to go down for manslaughter or murder, but this is clearly a case of self-defense. As you can see in the video, Miss Grayson enters the restaurant at 8:09 a.m. over a drive-through order dispute, but things quickly escalated as she started arguing with one of the employees, and a team leader had to step in to try to defuse the situation. As you can see, here's the team leader. She's trying to de-escalate everything, telling her to calm down. But Miss Grayson ain't having that shit. She shoves her back. Well, this lady gets right back in her face and bam! Miss Grayson says, "I got something for you." Yeah, and as you can see, all hell breaks loose. Then they're on the floor scrapping like fucking dogs. I don't blame this employee for defending herself. Everybody's saying, how you gonna put your hands on an old lady? That's my thing. How the fuck are you that old and not knowing that you shouldn't be putting your hands on people over an order dispute? Fucking donuts or coffee? I don't think any of this was worth it. And then just look on the ground. Look on the ground right there where it's circled. This lady pulled a chunk of her hair out. But everybody's saying, oh, poor Mrs. Grayson. Can't believe they did her like that. Tim Hortons got a lot of explaining that they better shut their doors. The fuck are y'all talking about? So after the fight, the employees go back behind the counter. And I know they don't show this on the video, but the police reports say that Miss Grayson got back up, sat down for a second, made a call, and then later on she was found on the ground unresponsive. Emergency crews did show up and try to perform life-saving measures on her, but she was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
The place needs to be shut down. It's not safe to walk in there, obviously.
Then you got dipshits like this guy, old Dr. Robotnik looking motherfucker. Shut down Tim Hortons. It's not Tim Hortons' responsibility to make sure that old people with heart conditions aren't going out in public acting a fool and then flopping over and dying.
As more on why community frustration continues to grow.
Days after a reported battery at this Tim Hortons, questions still surrounding over what exactly happened here and what may have led to a woman's death.
Pretty fucking obvious what led to her death. She was acting a fool. Her heart gave out. Why the fuck your old ass out there acting a fool? At that age, you should be at home, not going around fighting people because they messed up your fucking order.
The Tim Hortons on Iceway just after 8 a.m. Wednesday morning for what investigators describe as an altercation involving a reported battery. According to police, the elderly woman involved became unresponsive before officers were able to obtain a statement from her. She was taken to a hospital where she was later pronounced dead. Family members have identified the woman online as 75-year-old Anita Grayson. This weekend, video began circulating on Facebook from an account appearing to belong to Grayson's daughter. The footage appears to show a verbal confrontation between Grayson and an employee behind the counter before that employee comes around the counter and repeatedly strikes Grayson, knocking her to the ground. That video has now been shared more than 1,000 times with hundreds of comments, sparking outrage and calls for answers from the community.
We're humans. We're supposed to look out for each other. That's why I drove down here. I just wanted to walk in and put a face to these two idiots. I would never buy a product from this store.
Sir, the only idiot here is you. You literally went out of your way to drive to this location to, quote, see the faces of the two idiots that decided to defend themselves against some crazy old lady mad about her coffee order. And shame on the news. They keep reporting this nonsense even though they know the truth. They won't show you the full video. They just keep showing you these still clips. They don't show you how she walked in as the aggressor. They don't show you pulling out that chunk of hair. Because all of that would just bring forward the lies that they're trying to push to manipulate the public.
The only question I have for the mayor as of right now is why? Why wasn't those girls arrested the day my mother died? And I want to know, if it was her mother, what would she do?
I mean, I'm no doctor, but I'm assuming that she wasn't arrested because she didn't cause your mother to have a heart attack. It's not illegal to defend yourself and then the other person dies because they had a heart attack. That's not your fault. Now let's see how this mayor reacts to this. I can almost assure you she's going to say some bullshit.
That's my question. Right. What if it was your mother? How would you feel if the police just left you cold like ice, like my mama is laying up in that funeral home? How would you feel? Why?
So I can tell you, if it were my mother, I would have the same level of anger and frustration that they have. I am not callous. I am concerned for them and have been praying for the family. And if it was my mom, I would want answers. I would want it solved yesterday if it was my mom. And I get it for them. That's what they want as well. But I also realize that there are limitations to what I can do, what the police of Fort Wayne can do. Right now, we have done a thorough investigation. We have had this homicide crew go in, do their investigation, and we've sent to the DA's office, or excuse me, the prosecutor's office, a complete and thorough review of the information that we were gathering and that we had to gather. And the worst part about this for them is that they have to wait for that closure. And I completely understand that. Why wasn't the individual arrested that day? I don't have that answer for them, because like them, I was not present. And so did it rise to the level of an immediate and clear determination of fault? Would be the reasons that we generally arrest a person on site. And for the call that came in, that there was a altercation that took place, there was no clear and immediate clearance on who was at fault and for arrest to be made. But if it were my mom, would I want answers to it? You better believe I would. And so I understand why they want answers. I understand the anger, I understand the frustration, and I understand the hurt.
So she said a whole lot of nothing. She can't even tell these people the truth. Look, unfortunately, your mama was acting a fool and her heart gave out. Could have happened when she was having road rage, but it just so happened that it happened at a Tim Hortons. That's the unfortunate thing. She died for no reason. But everyone wants to blame Tim Hortons. We gotta have the boogeyman to blame. It isn't, no one wants to take responsibility for the bullshit they did, their parents did, whatever it may be. So we gotta find someone to blame. And that's unfortunate because that girl's not gonna go to jail and these folks aren't gonna get their closure and people aren't gonna understand.